Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jalen Dolls, of course, and this is Jalen Unplugged. Now, today is Tuesday, December 2nd. So, let's go ahead and jump right on these gold charts. Let's go. All right, so I haven't erased anything from yesterday. So, it looks like we are forming another downtrend. So, we filled this gap up here on the daily, and we didn't fill it completely on the 4 hour, but we are on a downtrend at the moment. It looks like we are coming to target this gap that I was talking about. Hey, yo, hold on. That's crazy. We are not swing traders, but look at that entry and look at where we're at now. That's wild. Damn, we hit my overall target. Because I think my overall target was like somewhere down here. We hit my overall target without coming back and stopping us out. We could have held that. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Damn. Oh well. All right, let's erase all this. All right, so like we were saying on the daily, we have a downtrend forming because we were on an uptrend and we hit something, no idea what it was, and we flipped around. We got something here. No idea what that is, but we got something there. We have another gap formed here on the 1 hour. At this very moment, this is the only thing that I see. It's just not clean. Well, there's this one too. But this is like it right here. On the 15. It's a little bit more prominent up here. But we had this push to the downside. Yeah, so it looks like we're looking for sells today. It's just not so clear on where it's gonna start from, because it could start on this one, or it could start where I have my thing marked. I don't know. I think we'll be waiting for a fresh setup. I don't really feel too comfortable taking any of these at the moment. Like, we'll keep our eye on it if we just don't make something new. But taking these, not ideal. Like, it is what it is. We'll take what the market gives us, but not ideal for today. I would kind of want to wait and see what happens, because it's a daily zone as well. That would be a nice higher low, but we would have to see a lot more confirmation before just deciding that's going to be a higher low. But it did respect in the past over here. I'm not gonna lie, guys. The sell bias is super strong, and we are in the most ideal spot for a sell. As you can see on the 4 hour, we are coming down, and now we're making a retracement for another drop. So on the 1 hour, you can see we had a higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low. Well, actually, let's drop down. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and then to make a new lower low, and it left gaps behind to be filled. And these are not like buying setups, so this would be a super ideal spot for a sell off, because on the 30 we have a gap here, but it just hasn't been filled, so it might continue back up for a little bit and then give us a sell signal. But we're definitely not going to take the sell off of the 30-minute. We're going to wait for that same setup that formed on the 30 to form on the 5, which it looks like it could potentially be doing at this very moment. But just because we don't do guessing, we have to see the actual setup. We're not going to guess where the setup will be formed. Oh, excuse me. We're going to sit on our hands a little bit longer. Plus, it's not even 8 o'clock yet. So we're going to sit on our hands, wait for a fresh setup, and then we'll be taking that. So as of now, we do nothing. We do absolutely nothing. That is what we do at this very moment. Okay, guys, so it's about to be 8 o'clock, and we are still continuing our push to the upside, but I feel like it's a retracement to tap into this gap up here, and then we're gonna get another sell-off. So I'm just waiting for my entry. Honestly, I'm not taking this. This is just something I was looking at, but I am currently just waiting for a good signal that we're going to continue down, and then we'll take the setup that it gives us. So at the moment we're still going up, but as you can see, we have a lot of bearish momentum, and it's crazy because it all started with our setup up here. So we got in up here yesterday, and we took that drop, and look at that, man. That's crazy, bro. If I would have swung this trade, would have been sitting pretty, bro. Let me see how many contracts, how much that would have been yesterday. So we got in right here. If we would have held that, that'd have been $5 grand, bro. Even if we were to get out where we are right now, that's $3 grand. That's crazy. But we got out like right here. Yeah, like right here. So if we would have held that, man, that would have been nasty. That would have been so nasty. But yeah, so we're just waiting for a fresh setup. Once we get that entry, which is probably not going to happen until we hit this green line, because that is the 15-minute sell setup. So we're just going to wait for that to get filled, and we'll take what we get at 8 o'clock, because it's about to tap into that right now. So at 8 o'clock, we'll hope to see a fresh setup. If not, we'll just wait and see what the market wants to do. So, yeah, be right back. Okay, guys, so I'm currently just waiting. We're sitting on our hands. I don't want to see this lose right here, and we are getting a crazy amount of buying potential coming into the market. Definitely not looking for buys today. We would have to break up here for me to even think about taking buys. No, I'm not looking at buys today, but it might be just like yesterday, and we do the opposite of what we thought our bias was going to be. But we have to get a crazy amount more confirmation. We would have to break above these highs here and then make a whole new setup. So we wouldn't take anything for at least another hour if we were to take a buy setup. So we are going to wait and see what happens here, because this is the opening candle for New York, plus it's a whole new whole new hour candle realistically. So it could just be making the top wick and then drop off. So we're just waiting. We're not in no rush. We got a lot of time. So we're just going to wait and see what happens here. But I would definitely like to see a nice wick and continuation to the downside, because this is literally a perfect spot for a sell-off. Literally a perfect spot, because then we could target these lows here. So we're just going to wait for that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I like this line though, because that's where it's been rejecting time and time again. It rejected here on the underneath, and I believe somewhere over here. Oh no, I think that's overall highs, right? Oh no, over here we rejected underneath that same red line. Didn't want to fight above, so we're just gonna wait and see what we get here. But it definitely looks like it's rejecting. But only time will tell. We gotta definitely wait and see this closure on this candle. I don't like that, having that there, so I'm deleting that. But yeah, so that's what we're waiting on right now at this very moment. So I'll come back once we get an actual setup instead of just the moves that we're looking for. Alright guys, so far this trade does look good. As you can see on the 15, we made a wick, stayed within this zone. On the 30, it made the wick. On the hour, it made the wick. So we're literally just waiting for a continuation push, and then we would take the setup off of the gap that it leaves. So we're just waiting, and it looks like this is going to be our setup, though. It definitely does look like it. And we'll get the 4 hour to flip back bearish, and we'll be Gucci. So we're just waiting for a setup to form, and then we'll be taking this beauty. But it definitely looks good so far. Like, even taking the 30-minute, like if I would have took the 30-minute or even the 15, this would have been a good spot to get in where I had marked. But I'd rather wait for the 5-minute setup. To be real, I'd rather just wait for the 5-minute setup. Realistically though, if I really wanted to, I could take the setup right here, because this should be a winning setup right here. Take that with the swing. I could do a little baby limit. What would that be? Risking $20, make 60. I could do a little baby setup and just hold that. I just don't want it to take me out. I'm not gonna lie, I just wouldn't want that shit to take me out and I lose an extra $20. That would be a crazy runner to have if this plays out. I'm not gonna lie, that would be a crazy runner to have. I wouldn't have a TP, because it would be an extra 250 on top of whatever I get from my other set. I might, if we get our setup, I'll set that limit as well. Even having it up here would be just $50, $60. So I might have that extra set there, and then have my actual setup go as well. That's definitely gonna be just a runner though. Open TP. But it doesn't look like we're getting our set right now. That's too weak. That is too weak. Oh shit, wrong thing. 44 minutes. We got a lot of shit going on right here. I'm gonna delete all this. That didn't make the setup, so this would get deleted for now. Alright. Low key, if we would have took the 1 minute entry, would have been in right now. It would have been up. No cap. Would have been in right now. The only reason I decided against it is, for one, it's not part of my trading rules. If we would have had the harder push, then yes, I would have left that entry up there. I would have set it. and would have possibly been in the trade, but it looks like it also might have missed us by a couple pips. But you never know. It might have put us in, but we'd been up right now. But for one, not part of my trading rules, because I do the three candlesticks or more, kind of like this over here, but on the 5 minute. Um, and it didn't do that. It only did it on the 3 minute. We have three candles, but still, we would have been in and up on the trade right now. But that could be the push that we're looking for to push us down. It's 8:47 and we're just consolidating at this time. So we're just waiting for a break to the downside and then we'll be looking to take our trade. Um or it could even give us the trade to the upside, but I would rather the downward momentum to continue. Definitely would look a lot better. So we're just waiting for that. So let me delete that because we're obviously not going to take that. I could delete these lines because they really got nothing to do with me at this time. I'm going to leave this one because that's going to be our like target. But yeah, so we're just waiting for a trend line break with the push as well. So that's what we're waiting for. And we haven't gotten it yet. So we shall continue to wait. We shall continue to wait. Alright guys, so we're still waiting on a setup. We do have a zone that it looks like it's pulling to. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this since it already blew through it. But we do have a zone up here on the 15 that it looks like it's pulling to. This one here. I guess I could pull it down a little bit. Like so. So it looks like we have this zone here that it's pulling to. And there is a gap up here on 5. So it's very close. And it's also a zone right here as well. So it could just be pulling to this zone to then fall off. But it's just really steep with the buying potential. So I don't know. We're still waiting to see what it wants to do because it's not even 9:30 yet. So it could be pulling up this high to give room to fall off and clear up all of these gaps that it's leaving. But yeah, so we're just waiting to see what the market wants to do. It hasn't given us like a clear buy signal. The only place that would feel comfortable buying would be like right here. But with all of this consolidation, definitely not looking to take a buy setup. But yeah, so we would want to wait for clear market structure, and nothing has been clear so far. I mean, we had this spike here on the 3 minute, and then it left this, but that's not even. I don't know. I don't really like that. It doesn't really look good. So we're just waiting to see what the market wants to do. But as of now, it just looks like it's correcting to fill whatever gaps that he left yesterday, and then just to return and fill the gaps that it's leaving now. So we're just waiting. All right, I just wanted to do a quick reevaluation since we're moving so high and it's 9:13 now. On the daily, it looks like it just made a higher low with all the movement that we had in the past. So it looks like it just made a higher low, looking for a continuation to the upside. But it's at a point of interest where it could just reverse. Because we have this here. So it very much could just come to this point here and reverse. So I would like to, if I'm going to take a buy, I would want to see it come above this zone and then have a continuation. So if we don't get that, I'm probably not going to take buys. I would definitely have to come above this zone or make a setup in the zone for a buy setup for me to feel comfortable taking a buy. Um, if we don't get that, we're not taking a buy setup. We'll wait for our sell confirmation. But we'd have to sit under this zone here. If we come above it, then we're probably gonna look for a buy. The only thing I don't like is that I would want to see these lows get taken, and that's kinda low. Unless we take a minor, but even the minor is way up here. Unless we just see the minor get broken. Nah, it's so small. Don't like it. I don't know why it keeps doing that. That's so small. I don't like that. I need some sort of consolidation or something to happen. Make a new low. Or come down, make a new low, try to break up, and then fall. I want to see it come from here to here. Break, and then break that. That's what I would like to see. Okay, so we've come up to this point of interest once again. Um, but then we had a good rejection 2 times. So this might be where our setup forms. And if you look at the 1 hour, it is another point of interest. So I kind of like the turnaround point of right here. So we're just gonna wait for the big push down, and then we'll take the gap on that big push. So that's what we're waiting for right now, is basically another push like this, or like how this push formed here with 3 big candles. So we're just gonna look for the 3 big candles, and then we'll wait for our entry. So that's all we're waiting for right now. Okay guys, so it looks like we're finally starting to have a push to the downside. So I want to wait and see at least one more strong candle, like this one that's forming. I want to see another strong push to the downside, and possibly even take this low here. And then I'll look to take the entry from here with my stop loss right above here. So that is what I'll be looking to take today if we get the correct setup. So we're just going to be patiently waiting. Okay guys, so as you can see, we did get that big drop that I was looking for, but I think we might have fell a little bit too far. I don't know if we're going to be able to make it back up to our entry point, but that is the overall entry point that I am taking. If we don't get this entry, I'm not trading today, just because that is the highest gap on the 15 and the 5, and they do align, and it also aligns with the 30, and not so much with the hour, but it's close. It's close enough at least. So I would like to see that entry get taken. I'm not going to take the 30-minute swing just because it's too many contracts, and then I just don't think it's going to go that far. So I would like to see the 15-minute get respected and the 5-minute get respected. So that is what we're going to be taking. Hopefully it only comes up to the 3-minute because there's no gap after to be filled. But yeah, so hopefully this gets respected and it gets taken before 12 o'clock. If we don't get it before 12, I'm not trading today. I'll just miss the trade. It is what it is. We'll just come back on Thursday. But yeah, so we're just gonna wait and see if this gets tapped into. Hopefully it does, but if not, it is what it is. We'll just come back another day. But yeah, so we're just waiting for this setup right here to play out. So we'll see what happens. So we are currently still waiting. We just had a new hour candle start. So we are just trying to see what reaction we're going to get here. If it's going to continue down or if it's going to give us a new, or if it's going to come back up to our entry. Honestly, with how late it's getting, I'm not too keen on taking a new setup if it forms. If this original setup doesn't play out, then we're just not trading for today. Honestly, that's just how I feel about it. It's just taking too long to come back. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just cancel the limit. And we are not trading today. So I'm going to go ahead and close this video out here. Please like, comment, subscribe, and be on the lookout for more videos. We'll be back on Thursday. So peace out. Remember, stay unplugged. Deuces.